right. We're back at it. TMH, Litetalk. We got the whole squad up in here. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Fantastic, man. How are you, Eddie?
Lovely, man. It's another beautiful
Good
day,
to see
man.
you, brothers, again.
Good to see you. Man, you got the fresh lineup and everything?
Yeah, yeah. I had to take care of that a couple days ago. Oh yeah,
Looking all
Yeah.
clean.
I was-
Look good.
I was feeling a little woolly. I was a little woolly, man. I had to take care of it.
Man, you look 5 years younger, man. Not that you look old, but I'm just saying you're looking grown and sexy, man. Look good.
I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna leave that at that, and I'm gonna run. Let that stick on the wall right there. I'm grown.
Yeah, take
grown
that,
and
man.
sexy.
Take that. You too. Say what's up to everybody, baby.
Yeah. Give our viewers an intro, man. We ain't seen you in about a minute. Five, where you been? What project you been active on, man, lately? Since we ain't seen you.
Man, I've been working, man. Like I've been bouncing from studio to studio, really just working. Like I just got a whole bunch of projects going on right now, and I was like, look, I had to get back here though, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
good to have you,
We
man.
applaud it. We appreciate it.
Throw this one in there. Boom. We got Q in the house. Let's freaking go. And
Yes, sir.
and behind everything, we got my man Terrence up in here. He just
My
overseeing.
man in the shadows.
Yup. He just hiding out. He creeping.
Just temporary. But what's up, y'all, man? It's good to see y'all. You know what I'm saying?
My brother from another mother.
Y'all gonna do y'all thing tonight, man. You know, like I was just telling Eddie earlier, Q, we discussed about it, had some discussions about a lot of stuff, man, in terms of like the conversations of, what topics should we discuss? What's coming out that's brand new? You know what I'm saying? Certain things like that are gonna be anticipated, you know what I'm saying, for the public to see, but also for the public to hear about. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all go and do y'all thing, man. I'm gonna step back and let y'all take it over.
Hell
Show.
yeah.
Yep. And real quick, before we get into it, on a sadder note, we learned this not too long ago before the show came out, but one of the main characters in Daredevil Born Again actually passed away shortly after the series finished filming the season. Camar de los Reyes, who plays the White Tiger in Daredevil Born Again, sadly he passed away Christmas Eve of 2023, shortly after they finished filming. So just a special RIP out to that brother before we update. And Hollywood's gonna miss him, Puerto Rico's gonna miss him, and we salute that man.
Rest in peace.
All right.
Dang.
Absolutely. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I thought it was quite unique. If anybody had seen any of the Daredevil Born Again, I'm going to update you every week on that. They acted it out. I don't know how everybody feels about it. It felt a little weird seeing it happen, but if I'm being honest, it's gonna make for some killer drama on the show. So, if you haven't seen it, this is a spoiler alert. If you're up to date and ready for the new episode tonight, you know that the main thing from last episode, White Tiger was on trial. Matt Murdock, Daredevil, actually gets him acquitted of police homicide, and then shortly after, because the boys in blue felt a certain way about it, he was murdered in the alleyway at the end of the episode. And who is assumed to be the Punisher, wearing the vest and the skull and a hood, is walking away from the scene. And that's the last we see of it, and will be updated today as the new episode airs in roughly 30 minutes. So, that being said, I'm 100% excited. And that was basically the gist of it from the last episode. It was a court show. right, for the last episode, which I don't know about you. I want to get you guys' opinions on this. How do you feel looking at the different aspects of Daredevil from the previous movies and TV to seeing him now actually being multi-dimensional? You're actually watching him work in the courtroom.
That's a good question. Got any thoughts, Q? Have you seen Daredevil?
No, I have not seen Daredevil. Believe it
You
or
got
not,
Disney Plus, my man?
Oh
I
man,
haven't seen it.
it's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. It's been out for a few weeks now. I think this is about to be episode number 4 that's coming out. So it's not. It won't be hard to catch up on.
Massive.
Oh yeah, because they started off with some really gruesome stuff, and you know they're picking up from Daredevil from the Netflix series. I don't know if you were aware that that was their plan from the jump. Is that Born Again was just basically going to be season 4 of the same Marvel Productions Daredevil, which is why they brought all the same characters back. Same Daredevil, same Bullseye, same Kingpin. Rest in peace to Bobby Nelson as well.
It was the same team, basically same studio, but it was just
mostly the same cast.
And then they brought it to Disney Plus when that contract
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it took them a few years to get it right. I think it's been a few years before they got it right, but with everybody, including me, I'm ecstatic that they did, and I think it's turning out even better. I truly do.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a little bit dark for me. Like even DC, when I watch those, I mean, we're talking like this is real grimy, like real life, and like the dark side of life. You know what I mean? And I don't have like enough hours in my day to like dedicate. Anyways, I'm coming up with excuses, man. But I did try to watch. Man, it's my ADHD, bro. Like I'll start on Daredevil 1. It's like season 1, episode 1. Watch, episode 2 and 3, and then I'm like, oh, let's hop over to the new stuff because my wife, she want to watch the new stuff. And we hop over to the new stuff, and then it's just like, what is going on? We don't really know what's happening, right? Because we're missing.
Right. You gotta give yourself a discipline to hold off on the new until you catch up.
And then, bro, then I hop into Titans.
You gotta binge it in secret.
Dude, then I hop into Titans because we just got Max, so I hop into Titans, and then I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. I had my older kids around, and then like all of a sudden I'm hopping over into your neighborhood friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and so I'm just like bouncing off because I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up and bring something useful to the conversation. Yeah.
Take your time. It's a lot out there. There's a whole lot out there that's been full of just great material to discuss in these platforms here. Outside of that, a couple other things coming up pretty soon. We're finally going to get to see this year an anti-hero movie is what we'll call it. You know, they don't want to say it's a makeup of villains. And I'm not referring to Dr. Doom this time. I am going to the Thunderbolts first. Right?
Wait. Hold that thought. Was wondering, we've had our little, very loose format here, which I think works beautifully. But I'm wondering what we're doing at the end. We should probably bump that up real quick so we can touch on that.
Thank you for reminding me. We did talk about that. We did say, before we talk about anything else, yes. First.
I'm hyped about
Zodiac.
this. So let me share my screen again here real quick.
Let's put that right up front.
Boom. All right, real quick.
And I want to say this one seems to be getting some attention like immediately.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna drop the link here.
I thought that's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna drop the link here. That's why for anybody watching right now today, or anybody catching the stream during the week before we come on again, y'all can check this out, and it's real easy. Boom. All right.
Stream it on Spotify, buy it on Amazon, watch us on YouTube.
All right. You guys are going to love it. So let's check this out. And so what we're seeing here, this is on Spotify. This is a nice little breakdown where they're breaking down the story, right? So that way you can have a sense on like, hey, what does this look like before you jump into it? So let's give it a quick listen here. Let me turn the music down. All right. Let me see here. Wait, this is Chrome. All right. Hold on. I want to make sure the audio's right here. Okay, cool. It is.
Perfectly good, man.
All right, welcome to another deep dive. We've had a bunch of listeners send us excerpts from a story called Zodiac Guardian, Devil's Due, and well, everyone wants to know where it goes, what it all means, get into the nitty gritty.
And it looks like a really interesting story. I mean, just from what we've seen, the author has created this world that blends a few genres like urban fantasy, and superhero stuff too. Oh, and even a little bit of cosmic horror sprinkled in there.
It really does have a unique vibe. From what we've read so far, it seems like the author's playing with our expectations a bit. We've got Nathan, this totally normal, relatable guy working in tech support, pretty ordinary life, but then bam, he's thrust into this crazy cosmic role.
It's so true. It's almost like if Clark Kent was way more into fixing computers than saving cats from trees, but then things take this really wild turn with his dreams.
He keeps having these vivid dreams, right? About constellations, about like destiny calling.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that classic hero's journey kind of thing.
Mhm.
But then there's this unsettling cosmic edge to it that I can't quite put my finger on. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have that meteor shower too. It's not just some random event. It's like a signal drawing him in. You get this feeling that the universe is reaching out to Nathan, like choosing him for this purpose that he doesn't even understand yet.
It's interesting you say that, because when that meteor actually hits him and leaves behind that medallion, it's like everything shifts. And that medallion with all those zodiac symbols, it seems like that's the source of his powers. I don't know, the way he struggles with them in the beginning, it's not your typical superhero origin story. It's almost, I don't know, clumsy.
Oh yeah, totally clumsy. The scene where his Gemini duplicates give him the finger, I mean, I was dying. But I think that humor, it's so effective, right? It sort of disarms us right before things get really intense. It makes Nathan feel so real, so relatable. You can see yourself in his shoes trying to figure out these crazy new powers.
I'm so glad the author didn't shy away from those early mishaps. It just makes it so much more fun to read. Who hasn't accidentally dug up a family of field mice while trying to, I don't know, use heightened perception or something?
Yeah, it's those little details that make him seem so human. And that human element becomes even more important when we meet the adversary. This isn't some, over-the-top comic book villain. This is the devil operating in the shadows, manipulating events, playing on people's weaknesses.
Which makes you wonder, right? What is the author saying about how evil works in our world? It's not always so obvious and in your face. It can be super subtle, tempting you with what you want most. It's almost scarier that way.
I think so. It makes
Damn. I don't know about y'all. That sounds good, bro. You need to pick that up right now.
Go to me.
Yes, sir. Devil's Guardian,
shooting birds.
You can get it to
now
here on Shopify. Spotify, not Shopify. Drop the link in the
cosmic
comments.
middle fingers shoot lasers.
And so we have Devil's Guardian, the first book, which is Nathan's Promise, and the Zodiac Guardian, Nathan's Promise, which is book 1, and the Zodiac Guardian, Devil's Due, which is book 2. They both are out now on Amazon.
Buy it.
That's from the man himself. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Such a beautiful
Every
thing.
week,
All
y'all
right.
need to tune in. Every single week, y'all need to tune in. Come kick it with us. Listen to an excerpt. See where we're at. support us. And then now we can have a nice, fun, lightweight convo about what's going on, comic books, video games, movies, TV, entertainment, culture, music.
Yep.
You know what it is. So
Yeah, because more than just talking to each other with, I love you, brothers. I love you. I want to hear from them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And you want to hear from them. We want to hear from them. We want to know what the viewers think.
Yeah. Hey, the four of us, we get down. But with all of y'all, it's going to be a lovely, lovely conversation for sure. So what are we getting into today, CJ?
Oh, thank goodness. Y'all stalled me just in time for my tablet to power back up. I had to shut it down real quick. We're going to be talking about the Thunderbolts. That will be coming out soon. That should be the next big screen installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All right, and if you give me just a second, I'm going to pull up my info.
Time out. Q, you know Thunderbolts?
No Thunderbolts. I think the last thing I've seen come from Marvel was today. Actually, was the Hunter.
Yes,
Craven.
Oh, Craven. Is that Craven the Hunter?
Yeah.
We can talk. Yeah. We can discuss a little bit of Craven too, because Craven is a Spider-Man character. That's a Spider-Man world.
I only asked that. I'm not trying to put Q on the spot there. Hey, Q, I don't even see you no more, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to fix that. But I'm only asking Q because I don't know Thunderbolts. Like, can you give us some backstory here, CJ? So that's the comic book, right? That's the comic. And then what? These are the characters of the movie here, right there?
Yes. All right. So some of the characters are going to be familiar right off the bat. If you notice, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier. He should be, I think, the leader of this organization. If anybody saw Black Widow, that is Florence Pugh. Bucky Barnes is played by Sebastian Stan. Florence Pugh, such a cutie. She was very good. She's kind of the new Black Widow. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but they always had other widows in the comic books, right? They didn't always show up very often, but the blonde version of Black Widow has always been a part of the picture, and they've always gone head to head, right? They switched it up for the movie and made it where they were going at each other like that, but it's because they were close, right? As we find out in the Black Widow movie, they consider themselves to be sisters. They were raised in the same house. And raised by, if you recognize, dang it, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that. If you recognize the guy with the big woolly beard, David Harbour, who's been in many, many, many things. He was also
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yep.
He was also Hellboy in the reboot. Yes. The sheriff from Stranger Things, Hellboy in the reboot, and now Red Guardian in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who is a Russian or Soviet version, since it was created back in when the Soviet Union was still around. He was a Soviet version of Captain America, which is why he dressed almost exactly like him and had a vibranium shield. Right? So that's already, is that 4 characters that we've already seen in another movie? I don't know if you recognize the person in the mask back there, but if you ever saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second installment of Ant-Man, that is Ghost. That was the villain from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Crazy thing is, I know I've seen it. Okay. I don't remember it though. That's the bad part.
Exactly.
That's all right. I'm here for you. I got you. Hang on. Let me keep going. Because I'm identifying people here strong. You also have, I don't know if anybody saw the series Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was a prelogue to the most recent Captain America Brave New World. That is where Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson first picks up the shield and starts practicing with it and learns how to be Captain America effectively. All right. But in the meantime, before he picked up the shield, that gentleman right there standing next to your Bucky Barnes character is Wyatt Russell. And we're going to get into Nepo babies today too, because this is one of them. Wyatt Russell is the son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Wow.
Right? And he has a brother and a sister who are also very, very famous, Kate Hudson and Oliver Hudson. They just have different fathers.
I didn't realize that.
Kate and Oliver Hudson. So you got 3 Nepo babies, right? Because even the Hudson kids, their father was a Puerto Rican musician, Bill Hudson. Okay?
Really?
And he used to perform with his brother. All right, let's keep moving. I want to just kind of briefly, because we're not really privy to the storyline yet, right? So I'm just going to give a little background. The whole term Thunderbolt comes from the Red Hulk, or shall I say, his alter ego, General and now President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Betty Ross's father, arch nemesis of the Hulk. Right? And if you saw any of the Hulk movies, you see how active he's been in the MCU. Right? He was a general. He's been there the whole time from the very first Hulk. Sam Houston? No. Good Lord. In the first Hulk with Eric Bana. Okay. Sam Elliott played Thunderbolt Ross. And you didn't see, oh yes we did, Betty Ross was played by Jennifer Connelly. Right? Then after that film, they didn't get good reviews on that film in 2003. Right? So then they scrapped the cast. And in 2008, same year as Iron Man, dropped The Incredible Hulk, which was Ed Norton. This is where we saw William Hurt playing Thunderbolt Ross. This is also where we got another cameo from Lou Ferrigno, the original OG Hulk. Salute to the Muscle Man. Tim Roth played Abomination. I don't know if any of you know who Tim Roth is. That man is an amazing character actor. He bombs in everything he does. And I don't mean stink, I mean he drops. In everything he does. He does not play games, right? Yeah. They subbed out Jennifer Connelly for Liv Tyler. And I'm going to keep going with this cast because the cast spills over into Captain America Brave New World. Liv Tyler's version of Betty Ross shows back up. So even though now that William Hurt has passed away as well, RIP to William Hurt, which is why we have Harrison Ford playing Thaddeus Ross now as the Red Hulk. But Liv Tyler is still his daughter. Yeah, because with the Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross has now been recast twice. But then we also have Tim Blake Nelson. That man is also underrated and an amazing actor. He goes crazy in everything he does as well. He is playing the leader. And he has his gamma accident in the 2008 Incredible Hulk when he was trying to help Dr. Banner, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, to cure himself of the Hulk. At that point in his life, Banner thought the Hulk was a disease. It was a sickness that he had to purge from himself. He thought there was a monster living in him that he had to get rid of, instead of realizing he basically had a split personality. So we have a couple of other characters that really make the MC, and that's why I like to highlight the smaller parts that we play. Tim Blake Nelson's the leader is the main villain in Captain America: Brave New World, with his brains all messed up because Bruce's gamma radiated blood leaked all onto his head when he tried to sabotage the experiment when he was attempting to purge the Hulk from Bruce. Basically, Bruce tore up the room and broke everything in there, and basically, like I said, a bunch of gamma blood got on Dr. Samuel Stearns is his name in these movies, right? So once that happened, and again, you see, Marvel likes to let things die off and go away, and then they'll still call these people back. This was 2008. This is a 7-year-old movie. But a couple years ago, they called him back and said, we got the sequel coming, finally, which is where I was giving that to y'all a couple weeks ago. Captain America: Brave New World is really a sequel to 2008's Incredible Hulk. Right?
Hey,
and then what it's going to do is...
Sorry to interrupt, man. We're going to need you to map all this out one day. And have to be like, boom.
I know.
Boom.
I'm gonna have to get a whiteboard.
For real.
Or pull up the digital screen. I'm gonna have to get the digital and go John Madden. See, here, he links to him. Boom. And then here, we got this guy here. He turns into the leader. Boom. Then Thaddeus Ross gets replaced. And then the leader sabotages his heart pills, turns him into the Red Hulk. So now in Captain America: Brave New World, boom, you've got a whole new villain.
Damn,
hey, that's a good idea.
Look, exactly.
That's a good idea. That's going to be a lot, but I have a couple whiteboards that I could probably, I'll get to working. I will, and I'll lay it right back here or on the wall somewhere where I'll walk over and I'll give us a whole link tree, right? Because everything I'm telling you, it will get jumbled. It'll probably scramble your brain a little bit.
That's gonna be
just
fun.
make sure don't nobody show up to your house because they're gonna think you crazy when they walk in and see all the whiteboards with everything on it. They're gonna be like, he done lost his mind.
I think oftentimes when you're working on something monumental, in those beginning stages, we always look crazy, don't we?
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Right. Until it takes off. Then once it takes off, you don't look crazy no more.
Look, exactly.
Once it's all explained, it's gonna be up there looking like quantum physics after I'm done with it. But I'll put it all together and I'll make it all make sense.
Beautiful mind,
shout out to again another Nepo baby, since that's one of the topics today. Liv Tyler, daughter of Steven Tyler.
Aerosmith, baby.
Aerosmith. Walk this way, talk this way. I actually really do love that song. It's a great song.
I was in Vegas one time.
So,
I was in Vegas. Check this out. I was in Vegas. I can't remember which casino. And out of nowhere, I just looked behind me, and Steven Tyler was right there. Just like
stop it.
Hell, I'm short. I'm short as hell. He's hella tall. He's like 6'5", bro, like 6'4".
Really? I did not take him for being tall like that.
Skinny, hecka skinny. And, you know, he just had his like, I'm a rock star type vibe. And it was
long hair, makeup, sparkly clothes, you know it. Wow. That's crazy.
Nepo babies, what you thinking here? Are we talking like comic book edition, or you just talking just open season? Any Nepo babies?
Well, we could kind of keep the comic book but I you know me, I'll end up going on the rant. One of the cast members in the new Thunderbolts movie is one Lewis Pullman, and there is another Hollywood name by the name of Pullman.
Bill Pullman, right? Or Will Pullman?
President in Independence Day. That's right. This is his son. If you pull him up, that man spit this boy out. He looks like a young version of Bill. It's crazy.
All right, let's grab that. Boom. All right, who's this kid though? Lewis.
Lewis.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's them.
He's the pappy.
They twins, man.
Right.
That's the baby pappy.
Exactly.
Wow.
He's the pappy.
Come on, Kip. One thing my grandmama always told me: if you got a fast tongue, you probably a lizard.
Sure.
Oh man. But yep, that's one.
Yeah,
Well, that's a couple of them. We already talked about Wyatt Russell and Liv Tyler, and now there's Lewis Pullman. And again, yes, showing up in the MCU. Now, over to Daredevil Born Again. There's a young man on the Kingpin's mayoral staff. And give me a second. I am going to pull it up myself. If I could spell Born Again.
All right, hold on. Let's do this. If this is the cast right here, let's see this. He might not even be in here, but he or she.
Oh, he's in there because he's a regular on the show.
All right. I'm gonna go show more. Can you see him on the screen?
Third guy.
Wait,
yes.
don't say it.
Look for the name.
All right, you said guy, so I think it must be a guy, and you said third. So I mean, I keep eyeing Clark Johnson, but I'm not. Don't tell me his dad is Don Johnson, bro.
Third from the end. Nope. Look at the guy right next to Vince D'Onofrio.
Oh, Gandolfini. Sopranos.
That's Tony Soprano's boy.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. I was a big fan of The Sopranos. I think he was in The Sopranos movie. I think that was his debut.
He played his father's character as a young man in, what was the movie? Gangs of Newark, the prequel.
I think it was just
he played the young Tony.
Sopranos movie. I missed
it. Something about Newark.
Yeah,
because you know Jersey Shore.
Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, Many Saints of Newark.
Many Saints of Newark. He plays young Tony Soprano, and yes, you're correct. That was his debut.
Now, I loved The Sopranos. Like that's one of the greatest. But then when it came time,
everybody does.
But when it came down to the movie,
what are you gonna do? You can't help it, yeah. You didn't like Newark?
It was like late or whatever, and I was just like,
oh no.
So
sometimes that does happen. Sometimes you get to a prequel and it's like, I don't know if I really needed to see his childhood, you know?
Yeah. What I wanted to see was what happened after. Like that's what I wanted to see, because what went down after, right? We don't even really know.
Yeah. Anyway. After the final event, correct. Yeah.
All right.
Give it another couple years. They'll come back with it.
Oh, what up, Q?
I said, give it another couple years. They'll come back with it.
Yeah. Of course. They always do.
Always.
Too much money.
Absolutely. They ain't never gonna turn that money down. Hang on. I'm actually just going to a broader scale now. I'm literally just looking up how many. Because let me see. Wow. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh no. Okay. So here's where I'm about to come into a rant. All right. I'm side noting. Nicolas Cage. Well, it's not a side note. Nick is Ghost Rider, isn't he? Yes. Yes, he is. Nicolas Cage is Johnny Blaze. And for all my constituents out there, if you have access to the chat, put it in the chat. If you know Nicolas Cage's real last name, tell us before I tell you. Because I think most people will find this. I'm going to go crazy with this link tree. This family tree is nuts though.
Nicolas Cage's?
Nicolas Cage's family tree goes deep.
So his name is not Cage.
His birth last name is not Cage. It is Coppola.
I should have known that. Francis Ford Coppola. So
He is,
Sister Sophia?
I think, he is the nephew, I think, of Francis Ford Coppola,
Ah,
or the grandson. No, nephew, because he's a little older, right? He's up there in age. I think he's his nephew, right? The other. Wait. I gotta figure out how to spell a name. No, I can't.
hey, he was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yep.
I know some people weren't even born when that dropped, but damn, that was a good movie.
All right. So, Francis Ford Coppola's sister is Talia Shire. And if anybody recognizes that name, or even if you don't, you would recognize Adrian from Rocky.
No.
Adrian is Francis Ford Coppola's sister.
No.
Wow.
I kid you not. I kid you not, sir.
Sure.
And there's some other things going on in that family too. Like there's some other people that are active in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure. I'm just not putting my. Those are the two people that I really wanted to link to Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah, because neither one of them go by the name.
I gotta share this. Wow, this is crazy. I didn't realize how related all these people are. I know how bad it is for like nepo babies.
Adrian is Nicolas Cage's auntie.
So this is Adrian right here. You're saying that's Nicolas Cage's aunt. Right? I'm Filipino, her tita, right? Look who her son is.
That was what it was. Yes.
He's an older actor. Again, these nepo babies, man, they just got
Jason Schwartzman. Yes.
They don't need to get their foot in the door. They just force feed us them, right? Because they got connections and stuff.
And ain't what you know is who you know.
For real. So if you're trying to do something big, you gotta like align yourselves with the right people. But
you gotta connect some dots, exactly.
This guy's gonna be. He was in Hunger Games, I guess. I didn't know that there was one that came out 2 years ago. But he's in those quirky movies. Like I saw this one, Asteroid City. I think Rushmore.
He's a bit of a funny actor. He's kind of a comedic actor, isn't he?
Yeah. Hold on. She also has another kid. Okay, I guess he's not. He's probably
he doesn't do too much.
Hey, the other son is just a director.
I mean, in Hollywood, he doesn't do too much on the screen. Right.
The way you said it just killed me.
What's up?
I know.
The way you said it took me out.
Oh. Hey, even in anything. Hold up, I'm gonna reshare that screen again. Look at his movie resume. Princess. So this is the other son, the less famous son, right? But look at that.
Mhm.
I've seen Princess Diaries, right?
Yep.
I think I saw Virgin Suicides. That looks like a Jonas brother. So, again, you might not even be well known, but man, this guy's got how many movies under his belt? While there's
He
like
does good work, right?
trying to get in and they can't get in. That's super interesting, man. Who else you got, dude?
I'm thinking. That might be all I have for right now, and we might not need to keep going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Let's switch it up. Let's talk about some comic book things. It looks like we've got about 10, 15 minutes here. It's been a great conversation. Hey, real quick, I want to remind everybody why we're here. We're here to have a nice, lightweight discussion about like what, comic books, TV, movies, and all that. But hey, we're also here about TMH, right? So earlier in the segment, we dropped, one of the podcasts, right? The link is there in the comments. Make sure you go check that out. Go to Amazon, support the squad, right? You will support the team. We'll continue to grow. And then you'll also, read some good, fresh books, novels, comics. We got it all. There's like 20 items on there. And also make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We're here every single week. Tuesdays, we get this going about 8 p.m. Eastern every single Tuesday. Make sure you come hang out.
We post on social media. You can find us on Instagram under TMH Comics. You can find me, CJ the Beat God, and all of my posts on Instagram. When I'm reposting some shorts of the show, because of course you can't really put whole long time out there on Instagram, but you'll be able to get a link to us. I'll probably maybe put a couple of links in the bio to Amazon and Spotify. So maybe by the end of the night, in the morning, our viewers and listeners will be able to link to us from everywhere, right? We want them to be able to access Amazon and Spotify wherever they catch us at. So yeah, we want the link in YouTube. We want the links in all of our on all of our Instagram and Facebook pages, right? We want to pass the word along, because our illustrious creator, Mr. TMH himself, he does an amazing job of editing our show and chopping it up for the short attention span consumer. For us ADHD kids that are going to get up and walk around.
That's 80% of the world now.
Man, I'm telling you, they don't make kids sit down and pay attention anymore.
It's too hard. It's too hard, man.
Nah, they don't even enforce it.
All right. So we got about a good 10, 15 minutes here. And I know I was pretty hyped about this. Let me share this.
What we got there?
You see that?
Oh yeah, you've been waiting on that one.
I've been waiting on that one. I'm telling you, man, even outside
I wanted to let you bring that one up.
Even outside of the stream, man, your boy CJ, man, he just be just like an encyclopedia. He just has all this info and he's coming up with all these like links, and he's keeping us in line so that we're fresh, we're current. But when he dropped this
I could only learn to compartmentalize.
Hey, it's a gift, man. Whatever, man, because we're bringing it, man. But Dr. Doom, so he dropped this
yes, sir.
YouTuber, and he was just basically like dissecting some concept art, or I forgot what they call it. I'm sorry, but it's just like
that's it,
based on the movie. And so there were some little clips. So I checked out the clip, and then there were all these interesting like concept art that they were sharing in the video. But like a whole like, oh, you're not even seeing this. A whole world, like a whole town, is called Greenland.
With Hulks. If you look in the background, there's more green people.
Yeah.
And if you look, you've got Hulk, you have She-Hulk, and if you'll pan over a little bit, it's one of the other things that we were trying to say. Now they are introducing multiple Hulks, and they tried to give it a kid digestible palette on Disney Plus a while back. Because again, I tell you, I'm a big kid. It doesn't matter what format it's in. I don't care if it's animated. I'm gonna watch it, right? So Hulk and the Agents of Smash, because that's his slogan, Hulk Smash, right? Scar is his son. We still don't know how he had a son. We have no idea where this guy came from.
I'm still trying to understand how there's a whole world, a whole town of Hulks when like Hulk was made like in the factory, in the lab, right? Like there was, I'm just saying, it was something scientific.
When I tell you, that's brand new to me too. And this is one of the first times, because I promise you, that part, and again, viewers, call me out on it. Maybe I'm not caught up on the absolute latest, but yeah, ain't no planet full of Hulks. There's no city full of Hulks. And you are correct. Hulk is the result of an experiment gone wrong, trying to recreate Captain America's super soldier serum, since Captain America was gone and the doctor that created the serum was also killed in one of those World War II raids that they had back in the day. So they had no other way to recreate the super soldier serum. So, and this is where they also showed you that in the first Hulk, that General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross had first commissioned Bruce's father, and they used this name because Bruce Banner had always been known by this other name as well. I don't know if anybody remembers, but the original Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby, his name was David Banner, which is also where the rapper came up with the name.
I was going to say, I know David Banner.
In the first Hulk movie, Nick Nolte plays Dr. David Banner and becomes this crazy, because he experiments on himself. He does it too. He had been in the way he said he ended up basically injecting himself with little doses, microdoses of super soldier serum, trying to work on himself. But he also ended up passing it into his DNA, and through his wife, they had a child. And now Bruce had some of this stored super DNA just latent, just sleep in his body, right? But then they wanted to say as a child he was just diagnosed with heavy anger issues, even though they showed this little quiet kid that would just hide under the table. Come on, man. This is why these movies were scrapped, because it was like the continuity just wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's where the rest of the Hulks came from. Daddy was
from
Rolling
different
Stone.
experiments. But nah, because remember, Scar is Bruce Banner's son, and they told you in the first Hulk movie, Eric Banner, Bruce Banner's real name is David Bruce Banner, and he goes by Bruce because he can't stand his father. His father was in prison and all that kind of stuff, according to the movie. It was I don't know. It's just kind of it just tried to, and I get it. Back then, there wasn't a bunch of writers' strikes and all that kind of stuff, so you had a bunch of people trying to be creative in the writers' room, trying to come up with a unique enough story that they could fold in to comic lore. Remember, if y'all recall, they did that a lot before a lot of the writers' strikes over the past few years. All the movies, they just kind of rewrote things for the movie that weren't really comic accurate, right? So that's kind of where all of this stuff comes from. All right, now, fast forward. We're back up new, right? Now, Bruce has had to save his cousin, alluding to the picture that you showed, She-Hulk, who also had a series on Disney Plus where Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner showed up, showed her how to use her power and everything like that, right? Which is crazy because feminist movement, which I don't have, trust me, and mom, I love women, but at some point in time, we must
Tell us how
bring
you
back
feel,
the balance,
Jay.
right?
Tell us how you
We
really
have
feel.
to bring back the balance. How you gonna sit there and have the original Incredible Hulk have to put in all of that work to learn how to control his powers, and then as soon as he turns her into a Hulk for one reason or another, you know, she was injured and she needed some blood, right? So now she turns into a Hulk, but almost instantaneously in that series, she had full control of her power. She could just transform at will, and it took this man decades to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know, they do a little bit too much with girl power for me.
Maybe she a fast learner though. Maybe she a fast learner.
It's just a new
I mean,
generation.
he's. Thank you. It was you know, it was post COVID 2020s and up. It's the new millennium. That's all that is. And again, a bunch of movements out there, a bunch of stuff happening. Now, I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm not some guy that feels like women should be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. I feel like the ladies deserve to be everything that they can be. Right? As a matter, I don't want you in my life if you ain't trying to be nothing. Right? And it's not about making money. It's not about splitting the bills 50-50. But I'm sorry. Dr. Huxtable was a doctor. Mrs. Huxtable was a lawyer.
I ain't mad at
had it all.
I ain't mad at
What's
that.
wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
They could be even, bro.
Thank you.
Right? Like they can.
Right? And again, it wasn't about the money. That man was rich. He didn't need her to be a lawyer. She wanted to be all she could be. Maxine Shaw, lawyer. I'm sorry, I transferred over to Living Single. Khadijah James, magazine owner and editor and publisher. Right? Be somebody. That's all I'm saying.
For all the younger viewers out there, Living Single with Queen Latifah, it's good show. What was that, from the 90s?
Yes. Ooh, in the 90s kind of world, she glad she got her girls.
Right?
And Fresh Prince.
Gina. Dang, Gina. Gina was a marketing ad executive. You understand me? She had a career, and it wasn't one that she was forced to have. It was something that she dreamed of being all her life. She was an ad man, right? She was a marketing executive and got promoted to being the VP of the new office in LA. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with the social media takes lately, right? I'm not a fan of being at war with our women. I'm not a fan of that at all.
I don't want to stop your train of thought here, but man, I got to put in my 2 cents here because I know that this is a sensitive topic type thing. But I just got to
absolutely. Because you're a married man, right?
I have my own strong opinions on certain situations, and I don't like the all or nothing like perspective on this. Like one side gotta be the clear-cut winner. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming from both sides. Like each side is seeing only their point of view, and that's it. I feel like, why can't there be a nice compromise or a middle ground where it's like, hey, I respect that. Oh, I see what you do. I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be who makes more money.
I'm here to take care of you. You're here to take care of me. Meaning we are sitting here putting equal parts taking care of each other. And again, it ain't meant to be 50-50 does not mean finance. Yeah. It means effort. I'm going to say it again. It ain't 50-50 in finance. It's 50-50 in effort. Or shall I say 100 in effort, right? You got a basketball team. My Hawks won tonight. You expect all 11 players, even the ones on the bench, you better cheer like you dunking on somebody. I want 150 out of you. Or are you not trying to win a title? Are we not trying to reach a goal, right? And the goal for a married couple is a strong, loving, healthy relationship leading to family, leading to long-term wealth, leading to growth and generational pass downs, right? Legacy. How are we gonna do that if we constantly, I ain't messing with them no more because they too selfish. And she's like, I ain't messing with him no more because he ain't nothing. He don't want nothing out of life. He a bum.
It's like people want to be alone or something.
It's not the fact that people want to be alone. It's not the fact that people want to be alone. It's the fact that just the whole social media thing now, and everybody jumps on bandwagons. So you get a group handful of people hollering, feeling this way, and you get a lot more people jumping on the bandwagon to be on that. When in reality, you want to be treated like your grandmama and all of them were treated. But at the end of the day, you're not them. You get what I'm saying? You have to be them to get treated that way.
Like, and you could have been. And you could have been. You could have learned every lesson they tried to teach you. But you wanted to go get influenced by somebody who did not care about what your best interest was. Right? They're picking up these other folks that are out for their own self-interest and are just adopting it as a mantra. Right? And it's both sides. Right? You got men that feel like they got to conquest as many women as possible. You got women that feel like they got to wrench every penny out of a dude. What's going on? Stephen A. I want you to hear me loud and clearly. You understand what I'm saying? This is not a good war that we have going on here, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think that's why. I mean, when I hear stuff like this and I have these conversations, I think it's important to have these because, I want to hear perspectives. I want to hear what's up. And it sounds like we're on the same page here. Man, we don't need to have one winner and one loser. I think we just leave it at that. But I think that's why we need comic books in our life, man. We need some Marvel, man. From all this drama, because we might have drama at home, right? Anyone can relate. We got our own personal things. Work, school.
Absolutely. Everybody's going through stuff.
You hop on your phone and you just try to connect with your boys or whatever. And now you're seeing this crap on your feed and it's just everywhere. And so that's why more than ever.
And it starts polluting your mind. And the more you look at it, it's like the more it because I'll admit, sometimes I get to scrolling on my phone, looking for content and stuff like this and on my tablet, looking, you see the stuff I put in the group chat when we're updating each other. I'm looking for stuff all the time, right? Yeah. But then I run into a lot of this stuff, and I'm just like I'll wake up in the middle of the night, 3:00 in the morning, because I just slept good enough, and I've got enough rest, right? But it ain't time to get up yet. So what do? I grab the phone, I start scrolling. I see this selfishness. I see these horrible takes. I see this toxic behavior. And sometimes you can't even help but chime in. And it's like, I shouldn't even have gotten involved.
What you need to do is read Zodiac. You know what I mean? You need to get your mind out of your mind.
Tonight, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm going to Spotify. I'm going to Amazon.
Zodiac Guardian, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that way, you know what I mean? You can focus your effort on that. Like,
yep. As a matter of fact, I will self-assign myself to make sure I read both books this week coming up, since that's the newest release. And yeah, I should be ready and prepared for a full discussion, in some extra detail, instead of just going and listening to the podcast talk, to the Spotify cast talk. I'll take it into some detail next week. I'll make sure I'll read both books and get a full grasp of what's going on in the universe, because again, I know the writer, so we can always, just go back and go straight to the source and get some more content. Because I personally know, and I won't be giving any details, but there are some twists and links, right? There's some great plot twists and links, and I think people, once they get into reading not just one book, but the TMH Comics line of comics, right? Marvel isn't just the X-Men, right? Marvel is Marvel. Marvel has the X-Men. They have Guardians. They have the Fantastic Four. They got Spider-Man. They got Silver Surfer. You have Hulk. You've got Cap. You've got all of these people have their own individual stories, right? Plus a gang of, you got Namor, who is really old, right? And we'll go over some of that next week. I wanted to do fan casting this week to know, because they've been putting things in the rumor mill, right? So just like these movie rumors and we confirm things are true, I'm going to do some more research. Right now I'm considering it rumor mill still. But I saw a little blip on social media that said Damson Idris may actually be cast as the new Black Panther. And that's something that was heavily fan casted on social media. For my viewers, I'm sure y'all know what fan casting is. For those that don't recognize the term, there's lots of creative folks everywhere. And what they will do, they'll watch these movies, and it's not all Marvel movies or anything like that. That's kind of how we ended up getting a look at Henry Cavill as Wolverine. Somebody digitally put his face in the picture. That is the exact photo that I saw where somebody, I'm not going to say who said it. I'm not going to confirm that it's true myself, but it did say that post did say it was confirmed that Damson Idris from Snowfall fame would be assuming the mantle of the young T'Challa, the son that Chadwick Boseman's character had with Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o's character, the little boy at the end of part 2. This man is supposed to be growing up to be him. Okay? Damson Idris should be playing young Prince T'Challa all grown up. The son of King T'Challa. So, we're very interested. I will be watching very closely to see if it truly is confirmed. One I can confirm in the rumor mill that is coming out. There is another installment of Mortal Kombat that will be arriving soon. And the man that played Jax in the most recent movie, I don't know if y'all recognize this brother, but he is starting to amass an impressive resume. His name is Mechad Brooks. He's been in a couple of athletic TV shows. He played a football player on one. I want to say, was he in The Game or one of the more dramatic series? But he started there. He played an African-American version of Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl on, what was it, CBS, and then converted to the CW later on to flow with the rest of the DC television world that was coming on CW, so they could have their crossovers. I'm sure y'all remember those crossover events, and because they were very, very interesting. And James Gunn is supposed to be using a lot of that content to push the movies forward in on HBO Max or for his movie productions. But then he's also creating things for HBO Max, like the DC stuff comes out on HBO Max, whereas Marvel comes out on Disney Plus. Just in case the viewers needed to know where to go look for your comic book, your mainstream comic book content. Harley Quinn and Titans and the rest of the DC cartoon universe and most DC movies, if not all of them, are available on HBO Max. All Marvel content is available on Disney Plus. That's available for streaming. Where was I?
I think
Mortal
that's
Kombat.
it. Mortal Kombat. Maybe
Okay. Yeah. No, we can talk about. We can let that bleed over into next week. But it is coming. That man posted it himself. That's just where I was going. McCad Brooks himself posted some clips of the new Mortal Kombat movie that will be coming out pretty soon. I don't know when. We don't know month or year. He didn't give any info on that. He just showed some visuals and they look great. And on that note, stay with us for next week. We thank you. Eddie, you're my guy. Q, man.
Always great connecting.
Great bringing you back.
Yeah.
We want to see you here every week. If it's possible, we know you got a hectic schedule. Shoot, call a brother in for one of them writing sessions.
Got you. Got you.
All right.
Yes, sir. And as always, I'm CJ the Beat God. That's my man Eddie. From his point of view, my man Q is back. And our illustrious creator, TMH himself, my man Terrence. Big bro. Little big bro. Viewers, America, the world, we appreciate you. We love you. We bless you. We thank God for you. And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
All right. Yeah.